Hello, my name's Eric. Welcome to Eric's Apiary. We have a big day today. It is extraction day. This is my first year. I did not expect to get much, if any, honey. It turns out I did pretty good. I'll turn the camera around here and show you my setup. Welcome back. Spun out 4.5 frames so far. See, I've already got honey coming out. There's about a 1/10 of a bucket so far, but this extractor holds about a half a gallon before it ever gets to the honey gate. So, but the extractor's working pretty good. It is hot in here. I imagine it's about 95-100 degrees in the garage. I don't know. I don't have a thermometer out here, but it's a good thing too because this honey is very, very thick. I tested it for moisture last night and I was getting anywhere from 16 down to 10. So it is really, really thick. It's so thick that when I'm uncapping it, I'm actually pulling cappings off the foundation, which it is leaving some wax so the bees won't have to start totally over, but that's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. Maybe I waited too long to extract, I don't know. Next year, hopefully I'll have a better game. Maybe this fall if we actually get a flow, which I've heard we do now. I heard we go out and ask it. But anyway, got honey dripping out, which is cool. I took a little separate video of that, put on Facebook. My system's working okay, probably not the best. Might rearrange it a little bit. So far it's working okay. You don't have to sit here and keep spinning the handle. Get it going, let it go. In fact, the last batch I actually was decapping frames while I was doing this. In fact, I might go ahead and do a couple now to just get ready. I'll get this going. And I don't know, probably for every spin of the thing, it probably spins the basket, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. So it's going pretty good. This Hilco Saber knife is working well, although as I said, the honey is so thick, it's actually pulling cappings off, or pulling the wax off the foundation. This one is actually totally undrawn, so that'll save a little time. This one's partially drawn, totally undrawn on that side. Well, almost. Slice it a little. You don't really have to spin it very long. I had Pandora on and was listening to music. About 1.5 songs is all it takes to spin out one side of the frame. Something in the wood there. I'll get my special fancy uncapping knife, or uncapping fork. That one's probably about 3/4, 2/3 capped on that side, and less on this side. I don't think I'm going to mess with the knife, so I don't want to tear up any more comb than I have to. Let's see how this did. got most of the honey out. Squeeze through here without knocking anything over. Actually, it left the comb on this one pretty good. Over here you can see it's a little raggedy, but there's still a lot of wax on there, so the bees will be able to make use of that next time. So if anybody has any questions about this cheap extractor, put them in the comments. Overall, I'm not having any issues with it. Was it my first choice? No, but it's what I could afford when I needed it right away, and it came like within a couple days. So it's a plus. What are you doing in there, bee? You should have stayed out in the yard. So we'll go a little slower. It'll take a little longer. But I'm not going to bolt it to anything for 5 supers. But I know why it's unbalanced too. I know why it's dancing. Some sides of these frames didn't hardly have anything, others of them were mostly full. I could have cherry picked the other supers, but no. All right, let's see where we are. It can go a little while longer. It's close, but not there yet. Hold it down because I'm going to go with that. And since this is a tangential, that's how you say that, tangential, you gotta flip them. Notice how you load them in here, whether you want the top bar facing that way or that way, I don't know. I'm doing it this way because it seems like if the basket is spinning this way and the honeycomb's at a slight angle towards the top bar, you want it to be flinging the honey out that way. So that's the way I've been putting them in here. It seems to be working pretty well. I don't have any reason not to do it that way anymore, so whether it matters or not, I don't know. A little wrench. Try to keep the stickiness down a little. Honey's a little darker than I expected. It's not dark by any means, but I was expecting it to be a little more yellowy. From the description I've read of alfalfa and clover honey, but that's all right. It tastes great. Not complaining at all. It'll look good in the bottle. I won't be selling any of this first year. I'll be giving it away. Got a lot of people that want it. I need to take some to my family in Texas so we can compare my sister's Texas honey to my Colorado honey. All right, I think we're gonna call that a video. And I'll turn my music back on and get in the zone and keep harvesting honey. I'll come back at the end and show you what I got. So, summer harvest 2026, my first ever honey harvest is over. Don't know if I'll get anything in the fall. I'm not counting on it, but I didn't particularly count on this either. You can't see it all on camera. There's a total of 4 buckets here, but they're not full. The first 2 buckets here are just buckets that I use to drain the cappings bags. They're both about a quarter full. But we'll get weights on everything. The bottom 2 buckets are the ones that I got out of the extractor. They're both about 3/4 full. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and do a weigh. That's 15.3. Write that down in my little harvest book here. Another 15.3. Now the big boys are coming. 39.2. And last but not least, $44.5. All right. Not bad, I'd say. So let's do some quick math here. Wipe the sweat out of my eyes. £116 and 3/10. That isn't bad, I think, for a first honey harvest. The girls really turned it on there the last month, and they really went to town. I went from, when I was pulling the supers, I was wondering if I was going to have enough honey to give the little honey to everybody that said they wanted it, friends and family and stuff, and now I'm wondering what I'm going to do with all this honey, because I don't have enough to go out and sell it, but at the same time, I've got too much to just give away. But I guess I'll have enough honey. I can be giving people several jars each. Anyway, so that, like I said, my first honey harvest, I'm more than satisfied with that. I did learn a few things, a few takeaways from this harvest. Number one, use a thicker mil plastic to lay on the floor, because the tarp I used was way too thin and it just ripped to pieces. I'm getting ready to mop the garage floor. I got everything sticky. Footprints, everything. I also learned, well, number one, I'm glad I did it the old-fashioned way, decapping in a bucket, using a manual extractor. However, I'm not really interested in doing that again. I'm way too old to be messing with that. So a bigger extraction tank, uncapping tank rather, and a bigger extractor, powered particularly, are going to be probably for my expo purchases this year. And maybe the one after that. I'm planning to go to the Eastern Missouri conference they have at the beginning of February. So at those two places, I'll be looking for deals. John Hill, come through with it for me. Give me a good deal. Since you've neglected to tell me I won that contest you had last month. I don't know if you're just slow or you just haven't got around to contacting me to tell me I won yet or not. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for joining me here at Eric's Apiary. This will be my last video for a couple weeks unless I see something really special. I'm going a big family trip to Europe. So I'll be gone for a couple weeks, and then we'll get back to posting after that if people still want to watch me. Until then, thank you for joining me here on Eric's Apiary, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.